bulls are cooking right now on XRP, and it's hidden. Because why? Because you see this fake out right here. This fake out is going to make you believe that price is still dropping lower. This move right here is a bear trap. It's nothing but a retest of the last low, right? So you see price drop down to this support line that it has been respecting since the down of 2020, matching that 2020 drop we had. That's when we made the head of the inverse head and shoulder, right? So you see price still respecting the trend line. Right here the head, and here's another touch on the right shoulder, another touch here, and yet it pulled down to come and test that trend line, right? So when it pulled up again, price had to come and see if it's going to find buyers on the same low. Now it is either going to make double low, or it's going to make something called a higher low, right? The market structure is likely going to change. But if you look here, what we see is that price broke this trend line, this lower trend line that has been respecting for a while. Because if the market structure is now bullish, why do I say the market structure is bullish? Yes, quite all right. Price has been moving sideways for a while, right? So you see this sideways movement. Price was just in this zone. Like this is like a ceiling, like a roof where it could not pass through, right? So you see this strong resistance taking place here, and it's being contained within something like a box, right? So I can actually draw a box around this particular zone. If I place my box, I can draw a box around it. So it's a contained price. Is like when something is compressed for a long time, it is likely going to explode, or is going to find a way to escape that pressure. When it's being compressed for so long, it will explode to one side. So you see price exploding to the upside. That's what we saw here. We saw price explode to the upside. Now, one thing about price and price action is that there is always a limit test of a breakout, right? So we had sideways movement, we had that accumulation, right? People were buying, but there was no change in price. Now, at some point, price is going to find an escape route, and that's what we had here, right? So when price hit the resistance at 0.4, it came back to retest to see if it's going to find buyers in the same resistance zone, now serving as support. But what happened was that instead of the top of the resistance, which is now support to hold price, the sell-off was so strong, the pressure of the sell-off was so strong, it broke through it to go to test the lower support that we have here, right? So this lower support that we have here is what is holding price right now. And that is the same point where in the past, the head, that is the highest low that XRP has ever made. That's around the 0.1 zone. That's the last low. So you see, price is respecting the trend line, right? So what we're likely having here is called a fake out, meaning that it will not be long before price pulls itself back to this support here. It's going to pull itself back up, right? So price is likely going to pull up to 0.3 to 0.35 zone. That is where the resistance of the neckline is, right? So we have our neckline on that 0.35 zone. So if it's going to likely move sideways, come back, find some accumulation, some strength, some buy power, then move up, break it, go and test the upper part of this triangle, this trend line that is now our resistance trend line on this side, right? Now this is our support and this is our resistance. That's what we are having there. So it's going to go and retest it, and once it gets there, like I said, once it gets to that point, it's going to, two things are likely going to play out at this 0.53 zone, from 0.48 to 0.53 zone. It's likely going to move sideways for a while. Price is going to move sideways for a while. It's either it's going to come back to retest and make a higher low. Mind you, it's not going to cross this low because now we have our higher low. Price is now respecting market structure, thereby keeping the trend still bullish, going to form a higher low. Go up, try to break this resistance here now. Going to try to break it, go all the way up, then come back. Form now following this is going to make something like this. It's going to start forming another trend like this. Price will go something like this. We're going to see something like this before it explodes upward. That's what we're going to see on the price. That's what we're going to see on XRP, which is a marvelous price. Why did this happen? Why did the sell-off take place if such accumulation has been going on for a while? Like I said, in price action, price always come back to the test. Now there are traders who are conservative traders who did not jump in on this breakout because they had doubts, right? So when price broke out here, they had their doubts of price actually breaking out or still in wait. So they didn't enter the price. And you can see the force of the breakout didn't give them a chance because there was no possible place to place stop loss except here. And you placing your stop loss here will mean that if price comes back, it's likely going to get you kicked out, which was exactly what happened. Because if your stop loss was here and price came back to retest in this zone, you're going to get kicked out. So you see them, most of them did not buy, but they were still on the sideline waiting for that reset. So on that, the same set of buyers that we're going to see buying this support with pressure, thereby they're going to defend this support and not allow price to cross below it again. Thereby price is going, market structure is going to be higher highs and higher lows. And then we're going to have an explosion once price crosses this 0.7 zone and successfully makes it above 0.8. So buying this correct zone and investing for 2021 is the best thing anyone can do right now. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe because I make videos like this, especially on altcoins, on Bitcoin, in any coin. Just mention it, leave it on the comment and tell me this is the coin I want you to analyze next, and tell me what you think is likely going to take place in the long run in 2021. My next analysis will be on Bitcoin. I will also make another video on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and much more. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe so that you wouldn't miss any alert or notification that we have a fresh video as well as educational videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you and happy new year once again. I am Machiavelli